The late afternoon sun bathed the city streets in a golden glow. Horns blared, children laughed from a nearby park, and the faint aroma of fresh bread drifted from a bakery at the corner. Delivery bikes zipped past, their engines buzzing like restless bees. Amid the rush, a young man pedaled slowly, his old insulated bag strapped to his back. His clothes were worn, his sneakers scuffed, but his eyes carried determination. His name was Arjun, a delivery boy struggling to make ends meet, yet carrying hope like a fragile flame. Arjun wasn't just poor in money. He was poor in time, poor in opportunities, but rich in love for his father, sick at home, waiting for medicine, waiting for Arjun's return. Every delivery meant another day of survival. As he stopped at traffic lights, a group of boys in shiny cars rolled down their windows. "Hey, delivery guy, don't scratch our car with your broken cycle." They jeered, laughing loudly. One tossed an empty soda can at his feet. Arjun lowered his head. His cheeks burned. The laughter followed him like smoke. Still, he kept pedaling. He had no choice. Narrator's pause. CTA number 1. Friends, how many times do we mock those who are simply trying to survive? How often do we forget that dignity belongs to every worker? If you believe respect is priceless, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs kindness, and subscribe to Kindness Valley. Finally, he reached a towering glass building. It wasn't just any address. It was a penthouse suite at the very top, far beyond what Arjun had ever seen. He wheeled his bicycle to the side, catching his breath, wiping sweat from his brow. The elevator ride felt endless. His reflection in the golden mirror walls reminded him of his worn-out shirt and tired eyes. "Just deliver the food and go," he whispered to himself. The bell chimed. The door swung open, and in that instant, Arjun froze. Standing before him was a woman in an elegant dress, her hair shining under the light, her eyes carrying both power and warmth. For a heartbeat, the world went silent. "Arjun?" she whispered, his lips parted. "Mira?" Yes, Mira. His childhood friend, his first love, the girl who once sat with him on school steps sharing tiffin boxes, the girl who had promised to stay in touch but had moved away. Now she was here. A billionaire CEO, and he, just a delivery boy holding a paper bag. "Is this really you?" Mira's eyes glistened. But before Arjun could speak, the voices of assistants behind her echoed. "Ma'am, your meeting is ready." One of them glanced at Arjun and smirked. "Careful, don't let the delivery guy drip sweat on the carpet." Laughter, mockery, again. Arjun's throat tightened. His fingers clenched the bag. The humiliation burned like fire. But then, something changed. Mira's expression hardened. She turned sharply to her staff. "Enough!" Her voice was calm, but it cut like a blade. "Do you know who this is? This is Arjun, my closest friend. The boy who once gave me his lunch when I had nothing. The boy who taught me what kindness means." The room fell silent. Shock rippled across their faces. The arrogant smiles vanished. Arjun blinked, his chest rising and falling. For the first time in years, he didn't feel small. He felt seen. Mira stepped forward, gently taking the bag from his trembling hands. "You helped me once when you had nothing. Now it's my turn." She looked him in the eyes, her voice soft. "You're not just a delivery boy, Arjun. You're the reason I know the value of kindness." The assistants lowered their heads, ashamed. The delivery boy they mocked had just become their boss's hero. Narrator's pause. Climax CTA. If this moment touched your heart, type "Kindness wins" in the comments. Let's build a world where we respect every soul, no matter their job. Subscribe to Kindness Valley and share stories that lift hearts. Arjun smiled faintly, tears brimming in his eyes. He had expected only a delivery. Instead, he found recognition, respect, and a connection he thought was lost forever. Mira pressed the payment into his hand, far more than the bill. "For your father's medicine," she whispered. Arjun wanted to protest, but her eyes told him it wasn't charity. It was gratitude. As he walked back toward his cycle, the city felt different. The air was lighter. His steps stronger, the laughter of bullies still echoed somewhere in the world. But not here. Not now. Because today, kindness had spoken louder. Moral closure. Never underestimate the worth of a humble soul. Never judge a person by their uniform or bicycle, for one act of kindness can live in memory forever and return when you least expect it. Kindness Valley protects. Final CTA. If this story warmed your heart, let it travel further. Like, comment, and subscribe to Kindness Valley to remind the world. Every person deserves respect, every job has dignity, and every act of kindness matters.